I'd say most of us probably grew up with at least one or more siblings, brother or sister. I grew up with three sisters. At least that was for the first 12 years of my life. At age 12 um, was when the adoption process started for what was then my best friend, who I'd met a year and a half earlier. My now brother, but at that point my best friend named Darren. I met him at the beginning of sixth grade when we had a new student who had just gotten there at the halfway point in the year. Darren was from East Austin originally, but due to some family issues with his parents or lack of the parenting from them, he ended up being put into foster care out where I was from, which is in Cedar Park, not too far from here. And Darren and I, when I met him in sixth grade, we just kind of had a bond from then on. That he spent countless hours at my house instead of at his foster house, just because there's so many other kids over there, and we, our family, not just me, but our family really took him in, and we really enjoyed his company. Once we adopted Darren officially, and now he's my brother. It's awesome, like living with your best friend. But once we officially adopted him, we shared a room in our house then, and it was really fun being two seventh and eighth graders for those 2 years together sharing a room. I really enjoyed it, staying up late, laughing, talking, talking about girls, talking about whatever we wanted to talk about. It was a lot of fun. And then one night, I'll never forget it, because it wasn't the usual laughing, funny conversation that we would have. He started to talk to me about a little bit about what it was like when he lived in East Austin, as a little kid. And he began to tell me that, since his parents weren't really around, he would hang out with one drug dealer that took him under his wing, and that he was walking around East Austin with this guy who had a gun on him at all times, and that he felt like that was normal. Being a kid from Cedar Park, this definitely was not normal to me, and I probably stayed up an hour later than Darren did that night, just imagining, what could it be like growing up in East Austin without your parents around? And you're walking around with a guy, and you think it's normal that a guy has a gun on him. And it's really hard for me to put myself in his shoes then, what it was like for him, because I don't know. I would be scared. I don't know how he felt about it. He didn't make it seem like it was that big of a deal, but it really just made me thankful and grateful for the life that that I've had growing up, and I know that there's people out there that have a lot harder and a lot more rough lives than I do, and I'm really also happy that Darren can be able to experience getting out of East Austin and having the opportunities that he has now.